Thank you, President Norton. Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly wonderful to be here with you today. And congratulations on graduation. And more importantly, what you have achieved that allows you to be here today. This is a very big day. I'll never forget my first trip to UNC. I grew up just south of Boston and visited UNC on a college tour in 1980. I flew into Denver, met a friend, and we drove up to Greeley. I had the college catalog in my hand that showed the university at the base of Long's Peak. As we were driving from Denver, we got to I-25 and Highway 34, and the sign said Greeley East. And I said, that's impossible. This campus is at the base of the mountains over there. So I like to say, trick photography got me to UNC. The college visit sold me, and my then girlfriend and now wife, who I met right around the corner in Harrison Hall, our freshman year, kept me at UNC. I'll tell you, as a kid from Boston, Greeley was a bit of a cultural shock. But the perspectives I gained, being out of my element, were invaluable, allowing me to learn as much outside of the classroom as inside the classroom. I'll also tell you it does feel a bit surreal standing here and doing this commencement address. I don't remember who spoke at my high school or college commencement address, and you likely won't either. To be honest, I never believed I would graduate from high school, let alone college. I've had some personal challenges as well in my life, and in that regard, I'll be sharing something with you that I just recently began talking about in public. When I became chairman of the AICPA, I was asked if I was concerned about anything. I had given plenty of talks and feel comfortable standing in front of audiences, talking extemporaneously or from PowerPoint slides. But I had not often read from written speeches and prepared remarks without preparing. And I knew I would struggle with that because I have severe dyslexia and I have difficulty reading. It was never something I discussed openly. My family certainly knows about it. It's not a secret in my office. In fact, one of the main requirements for all the assistants I've worked with over the years is that they've actually won a spelling bee. Two things happened to me that made me feel like I was being sent a message. First, I was giving a speech in Oklahoma, and another speaker talked about how he had struggled early in life as a result of his dyslexia. Then 2 weeks later at a leadership conference, Tommy Spalding, who wrote a wonderful book, a New York Times bestseller called It's Not Just Who You Know, wrote about the same thing, that as a child he struggled to overcome dyslexia. I struggled with it too as a kid, beginning in about the third grade when you had to read and comprehend and take those dreaded spelling tests. Through a lot of hard work, I learned how to deal with it, and in some cases, succeed with it. More importantly, it provided me with a different perspective and valuable life lessons. I submit, for one to achieve the highest levels of success, you must be willing to take on and conquer the challenge. To say it another way, if you're not willing to try and fail, you will never have the opportunity to succeed. So believe me when I tell you, graduation from UNC was one of the biggest achievements in my life. That's an understatement. My high school teachers would tell you it's more of a miracle. I'm also the only person I know in my peer group that hasn't transitioned into multiple jobs. Although the name's changed, I've been with the same firm since I graduated from UNC. I went to work in public accounting, and I've been there ever since. In fact, I often say my two primary jobs camp counselor as a kid and CPA as an adult are strangely similar. Parents drop their kids off at camp expecting they'll come back healthy and having learned something. That's not so different from a business owner handing over their financial and business well-being to a CPA or financial professional. Summer camp is where I also gained a perspective about what's commonly referred to as work-life balance. But what I like to refer to is work-life integration. I think it's impossible to eliminate work from life and life from work. What better place to combine work and play than as a camp counselor, teaching kids how to play sports, sail, enjoy themselves on a daily basis. Virtually all of us now walk around with smartphones. We text our friends, our acquaintances, and when the individuals here will become teachers or leaders within the community, you'll be utilizing that same device to email parents, students, other teachers, principals, colleagues, business leaders. And you will integrate work and life with technology. You, as future leaders, understand work-life integration, the importance of it, and the enhancements that technology allows us to bring to work-life integration. Not far from this camp that I worked at, in the home I grew up in, we had a 300 vertical foot ski area. It was exactly, I heard a whistle there thinking that's huge. It's exactly twice the size of Shark's Tooth ski area that was down the street here in Greeley, Colorado. Yes, when I was in college, there was a ski area in Greeley. It was one of the other tricks that they played to get us kids from Boston to come to school here. I dreamed of skiing in Colorado. I set a goal to go to college in Colorado. May I remind you, this was a huge dream for a kid that struggled with school. What I learned was dream big, anything is possible. If you write down your dreams, they'll become goals. If you share those goals with others, they'll hold you accountable to those goals. Dream big, anything is possible. Let me conclude with a message from another book called 212, The Extra Degree by Sam Parker. It talks about how at 211 degrees, you only have hot water. But at 212 degrees, one extra degree, you have boiling water that will power a locomotive. Today, you're graduating from college. Where will you be a year from now, 5 years from now, 25 years from now? Imagine the possibilities if you put forward that one extra degree in your personal lives, in your work lives, in your professional lives. Push new boundaries, explore new terrain, discover new opportunities. You will be able to take on and conquer any challenge. From one very proud UNC alumni to each and every one of you, congratulations, and remember, dream big.